Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the IRB Invest call hosted by the company for discussing the financial results for Q3 FY23. We have with us on the call today Mr. Vinod K. Menon, Mr. Anil Yadav, Mr. Rishabh Gandhi, and Ms. Swapna Vengulikar from IRB Invest team. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and after the opening remarks by the management, there will be a question and answer session. Please note that the duration of the call will be 45 minutes, and any queries left unanswered after the call can be subsequently mailed to the management for adequate response and resolution. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now request Mr. Menon to give you an overview of the significant development during the quarter. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. So good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome all the investors and analysts on this call. Hope you have reviewed our detailed numbers as well as the presentation. During the quarter ended December 22, we have observed robust traffic growth across all our projects. As compared to the corresponding quarter of the previous year, we have observed 21% growth in the toll revenue on a like-to-like basis, that is excluding Bharuch-Surat, Surat-Dahisar and Pathankot-Amritsar project. Toll collection on Amritsar-Pathankot project was temporarily suspended on account of farmers' protest in the state of Punjab from mid-December. The project has recommenced the tolling on 15 January 2023. NHAI had also filed a writ petition before the Punjab and Haryana High Court against the said protest. The project SPV, of course, has filed claims under the force majeure provisions of the concession agreement. During the quarter, Vadodara Kim HAM asset has been successfully added to our portfolio. The project has received its first annuity from NHAI along with the O&M payment. Recently, the project SPV has been assigned AAA rating by the India Ratings. Considering the current bank rate of 6.5%, the project will be eligible for interest on annuity at the rate of bank rate plus 3%, that is 9.5%. During the quarter, the trust is also in receipt of AAA issuer rating from two of the credit rating agencies, that is India Ratings and the CARE Ratings. Now, distribution in the form of return of capital was not considered as taxable, since the same could be considered as reduction in the cost of acquisition. Based on the recent finance bill, we understand that the distribution in the form of return of capital would be taxable in the hands of the unit holders. However, as per the said bill, distribution resulting into redemption of unit will be considered as reduction of cost of acquisition. This is an industry-wide issue for which we expect that the industry bodies will make suitable representation to the government. From our InvIT perspective, we have paid substantial distribution in the form of return of capital to the unit holders in the past few years. We have projects which are having long concessions. We will devise our new strategy to maximize the distribution in the form of interest, and we do not foresee any material distribution in the form of return of capital in the next couple of years. I would now request Mr. Rishabh Gandhi to take you through the financial performance of the quarter and the year. Over to you, Rishabh.
Thank you, sir. I would like to present the financial analysis for the quarter ended December 22 compared with the trailing quarter. The total consolidated income for the quarter ended December 22 has improved to rupees 285 crores from rupees 203 crores in the trailing quarter. The consolidated toll revenues for the quarter ended December 22 has improved to rupees 209 crores as compared to 199 crores for the trailing quarter, September 22. EBITDA for the quarter ended December 22 has improved to rupees 208 crores from rupees 177 crores in the trailing quarter, September 22. Interest cost, which includes interest on premium deferment And in the current quarter, interest on BK1 HAM asset also stood at 58 crore from 36 crore in the trailing quarter. Depreciation, which includes amortization, for the quarter ended December 22 stood at 46 crore as compared to 48 crore in the trailing quarter. Profit after tax for the quarter ended December 22 has improved to 100 crore from 91 crore in the trailing quarter, September 22. I would now request the moderator to open the session for Q&A.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Dheeraj Dage from Samvat Financial. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, good morning, sir, and thanks for giving me opportunity to ask the question. My first question is basically the Jan toll collection which we've seen and which has been given on NSC. We see basically there has been decline. Most of the assets we see decline. Can you draw some light on what is the reason for drop in the toll collection in Jan?
I think if you are comparing with the corresponding month of the last
considering December sequentially, yeah. YOY is good, yes, but generally what result into any specific factor? Or?
There is no specific factor. Typically because of the December where the passenger car vehicle increased because of the holiday season. And during first week of Jan, school starts and other activities slows down, and that is the routine phenomena. And one has to compare with the corresponding month of the last year.
Fair enough. So there is nothing unusual. It's more kind of yeah. So the second perspective is basically what would be kind of distribution henceforth? So basically we are almost reached in fourth quarter. So what any guidance on FY24 distribution?
So I think, sir, our endeavor is to continue 2 rupees distribution per quarter, unless and until we acquire more asset, and by that count we increase our distribution. So as of now, we can only guide for 2 rupees distribution per quarter basis.
Fair enough. And fine enough. I will come back into you. Thanks a lot. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Satyendra Singh from EOM Fintech. Please go ahead. Infotech, sorry.
Yeah. Good morning, team IRB Invit. Okay. And congratulations.
Sir, your voice is not very clear. May I request you to use the handset, please?
Okay. So congratulations for a stable set of numbers. Okay. So my question is regarding some of the assets. So one is Talegaon Amravati. Can you throw some light, because Talegaon Amravati in the quarter that we are discussing, the revenue growth is about 14%, but 10.2% out of that comes out of the traffic, out of the tariff increase only. So the effective traffic increase is only about 3%. In fact, in January, the revenue increase is only 5%, which means we are talking of a traffic degrowth of almost 5-6%. So some light on Talegaon Amravati. It seems to be clearly struggling on the traffic side. Okay, we understand that because of the tariff increase. Okay, this revenue is still higher.
I think Talegaon Amravati we have discussed in the previous few quarters as well. Because of some construction work going on, traffic on that particular project was soft. In fact, in December quarter we have seen some improvement, that is close to 3.5 to 4% tariff improvement. And I think going forward, once the construction work for adjacent corridor and the metro work gets completed, probably we will see further uptake in the traffic. But last quarter was quite encouraging, and we have seen some improvement if we compare with the trailing quarters for the same year.
So when does this work on Talabti get over this bridge or whatever, which is impeding our traffic? So we were under the impression that probably the work is already over as of last quarter. So
no, I think there last time we have told that by December the work should get over, and that's why we have seen some improvement in December quarter. Probably we have to see 1 or 2 quarters more for further improvement for the traffic in the Talegaon Amravati. Anyway, this project contributes hardly 10 to 12% of the overall revenue of the trust. So that way it's not a very sizable project, but because of the certain construction activity going on, this there was laggard in the traffic, but because of the tariff improvement, we have got double-digit kind of growth in this project also.
Right. Thank you. On Pathankot, Amritsar, sir, so we had a claim of about 80 crores. This is for the previous farmer education, okay, and we received about 36 crores. So could you give an update on what has happened to that arbitration? And second, what is the rough claim that we are raising for this 1 month of this break also? 1 month of disruption.
Yeah. So I think with respect to Pathankot Amritsar, first I would like to update that what we have received. We have received equivalent number of days extension in terms of concession agreement, and plus we have received 36 crores of cash compensation for last closure. And for balance, as you rightly mentioned, we have moved in arbitration. And typically, as you know, that arbitration process takes 1 to 1.5 years to get concluded. So probably after a year or so, we can get some resolution on that aspect. Now, with regard to the 1 month's compensation amounts around 6.5 to 7 crore rupees, and which we claim, as Mr. Menon has already explained, that we have already lodged with the NHAI, and it's a small amount, and there will be a similar 1 month extension in the concession agreement.
Okay, and what about the Pankot Chitra the settlement? Is that matter settled, or what is the status on that? Okay, the arbitration. We understand that the embargo has been lifted on the account, on the escrow account, but what is the status of the settlement otherwise?
Concall Chitradurga, the escrow account is now normalized. It is in the normal operation mode. So the arbitration is with respect to whatever claim that NHAI had on the advancement of some deferred premium. So that arbitration is continuing. The pleadings are all over, and the argument stage it will reach very soon.
Right, sir. And what is the contribution of KIM to this quarter's distribution? So out of the $2 that we are getting, so what is the indicative contribution of KIM to this activities? How many percent?
Sir, we missed last part. Can you speak little loudly?
Yes, sir, what is the contribution of the KIM project to this distribution of 2 rupees? So just wanted to understand for a like-to-like comparison that since KIM is the new entrant this time, so how many paisa has it contributed? 10 paisa, 8 paisa, 12 paisa to this distribution this time?
Yes. When we have talked about adding of VK1. VK1 was about to contribute close to 25 to 30 paisa on per annum basis from FY24 onwards. Because in this financial year, though we will receive 2 annuity, but there is a requirement of 50 odd crores of DSRA creation, which will be created out of the second annuity. There will be hardly 8-10 crores of surplus which will be left, which can be total contribution of VK1 for entire financial year.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, good morning, sir. 3 questions from my side, sir. Can you please let us know the date on the asset as of now and repayment for FY24 and FY25?
I think Mohit, on VK1, we have roughly 955 crores of debt, and around 45 to 50 crores is repayment in FY24, and similar amount in FY25 as well.
My question was the entire debt on the entire InvIT.
Entire InvIT level debt is roughly 1588 crore rupees, and the cost is little less than 8%. And with respect to the repayment, repayment is around 55-60 crore rupees in FY24.
And this is over and above the repayment which is scheduled for VK1, right?
Correct.
Yes, sir. And sir,
next year we will be paying InvIT and plus this VK1 put together close to 105 to 110 crore rupees.
Understood, sir. And any premium repayment for Tumkur Chitradurga, Tumkur in FY24 and FY25? What number?
Close to 225 crore.
Mohit,
So it will be close to 225 crores for FY24, and for FY25 it will be 265 crores.
Understood, sir. And the last question on the taxable distribution, you said that of course the changes in the budget, the industry is going to make a representation. So can you please let us know what is the demand of the industry? Is it on the principal amount? They don't want any reduction. Is that what you're talking about here?
I think so far we have the industry, we were not able to discuss with the industry body because everybody was busy with the quarterly numbers. But as a company, what principal issue we have, whatever the principal repayment we are doing, that should be allowed or adjusted against the cost incurred by the investor. And if we are paying more than whatever the cost of acquisition by the investor, then whatever the surplus is there, that should be taxable, not the entire repayment per se. So that will be our plea with the whatever the forum we represent. But anyway, for our InvIT, it's not an immediate issue, because for next 3 to 5 years, it will be largely interest what we will be paying, and principal repayment will be very minuscule, because we have all the concession which has a long period, almost 16 to 18 years life left, except one concession which is MVR. But whatever the loan repayment will happen in MVR, similar kind of repayment is happening by the trust also to the third party debt. So considering that aspect, we will not have immediate issue, but on long term basis, definitely this is an industry-wide issue, and probably once we will get a resolution on the same, post that we can devise our strategy. But as of now, strategy remains that we will try to distribute maximum amount by way of interest only.
Understood. Can you please repeat the number which you said on the VK1, how much distribution expect it to add in FY24?
FY24, it will add around 25 to 30 paisa per unit.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Krishna Prasad from Go Frugal. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. I just want to understand if there are any, updates on the buyback proposal, right? Because this is an industry issue, and is there any representation made and any updates on that, sir?
Sir, I think Federation has already met with the SEBI, but only issue with the buyback because the trust, from where the trust will do the buyback, because whatever the cash trust is generating, the trust is mandated to pay minimum 90% of the distribution. So from where the SEBI has came back saying that the trust is formed to make a payment to the unit holder. and if buyback is not permitted out of NDCF, from where the buyback will be done, because if they allow the payment of buyback from NDCF, then there will be only selected unit holder which will be receive the money in buyback, because no trust can buy back the entire unit. So that is the only tricky part over there. Apart from that, I think on regulation side there should not be any other challenge, but only challenge is the how we will manage the buyback.
Sir, I understand that there are SEBI regulations, but if the majority of the shareholders approve for such, right? Because if I look at the fair value as per your valuation report and the price it trades, and also the last 2 years due to COVID and other overhang, the price was very less. From a unit holder perspective, it would have added a lot more value to it, right? So that is the concern with which I asked this question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Moderator, can we move to the next question?
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rahul Marathe from ICICI Pru. Please go ahead.
Yeah, congratulations, sir, on a steady set of numbers. So recently we saw that there was a strong impetus on infrastructure spending by the government in budget. So what are the new set of opportunities which we are looking at, or the deal pipelines which we are looking at for acquiring assets?
I think being InvIT and formed with the object to pay maximum distribution to the unit holder, we will be looking at the matured assets, and probably the HAM asset will be best suited asset for the InvIT, because HAM asset starts contributing to the payout from year one, because the payments in the HAM assets are evenly distributed over the life of the asset. So basically, as of now, we are eyeing for the third-party HAM asset, and probably we will add HAM asset from the third party. We are evaluating various projects, and once we reach to a particular level, then definitely we will be discussing with the RU.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Saurabh Satre as an investor. Please go ahead. Sorry, sir. Saurabh is not connected anymore. So we'll move to the next question, that is from the line of Ketan Shah as an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. In budget, as we understand, lot of efforts are putting in, or money are putting in railways. So do we see any threat on this, if there are some railways coming up parallel to our project? Do we see there as a threat? Have we studied anything like this, or there is no such threat in immediate future?
Sir, I think whatever the budget I have read, they are talking about expansion of the existing rail network, but they have not talked about any new rail network to be set up. So probably that will not impact the traffic. And we have a project which connects basically, which is robust on the depends on the consumption in India. And considering that, we don't foresee that increase in railway budget will have any impact on the current traffic of the road project.
Yeah, similarly, new roads are, if budget is also focusing on infrastructure, so any new roads which are alternative to our these roads, is there any news, something like that?
Sir, basically as of now there is no parallel facility which can be envisaged, but anyway there is a provision in the concession agreement that if there is any parallel facility constructed, you can claim the compensation for loss of the revenue from the NHAI. So that is already well scripted in the concession agreement, and we can claim for the compensation if there is any loss on that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Satyendra from Neon Infotech. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the follow-up. Sir, is mining going on full stream both on our JD, Tumkur Chitradurga and Pathankot Amritsar? Any restrictions on mining currently, or are things going full stream?
I think JD mining has slowly started. Basically, based on the Supreme Court direction, they have created some kind of category. On the basis of the category A and B has already, I think, started. And with respect to Tumkur, I don't think so there is any mining ban, and we are seeing a robust collection on Tumkur Chitradurga. Now coming to the Amritsar Pathankot project, I think there was some restriction by the army in terms of overall mining stuff, and probably that was with regard to some law and order situation over there. And I think that is a temporary phenomena. Once lifted, probably we will see some uptick in the traffic.
Right, sir. This quarter, the interest component of the payout is high and the capital is low compared to the previous quarter. So is it a deliberate decision out of the judgment, or is it because of Tumkur Chitradurga funds coming in or whatever? So just wanted to understand that is it a planned decision, okay, or is it just because of the PC cash flows which have come in?
Basically, sir, as you rightly mentioned, couple of projects, Surat Daisar, Bharuch Surat was handed over last year. In fact, Surat Daisar in this year. So there, those projects were towards fag end of their concession. So there was large repayment was coming from those projects. And probably now we have a project which has a longer concession life. So based on the current this thing itself, it will be mostly it would have been. Larger portion would have been interest, and the repayment portion would have been reduced. But considering the current budget, now we will try to maximize the interest, and we will try to pay almost nil repayment till we will get a clarity on the subject matter.
Right, sir. One final question, sir. You mentioned that average cost 8%. Can you just share this in terms of repo? So both for our trust loan and our KIM loan, what are the terms like repo plus what kind of a spread are we talking of?
So the trust level debt is linked to SBI MCLR rate, and the even the SPV project level debt is linked to the MCLR rate. Both are linked to MCLR.
Okay. Even the KIM is also linked to MCLR?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the spread between our KIM borrowing and the bank rate plus 300 that we get contractually? So what is the spread available to us there?
As of now, it's a close to 3% spread available.
No, sir. That's on the revenue, on the income side. We get a 300 bips on bank rate. That's clear. Our cost will also.
The rate is 7.55%, and we get close to 9.5%. So 200 basis. 205 basis point is the spread.
And this 7.5 is not due for any increase because of a lag effect. That increase is not there. All the MCLR increases have been baked into this?
No, I think today also there is a MCLR, there is a RBI increase rate, and then that will have an impact on the MCLR. So then definitely that will have an impact both on the bank rate and on the borrowing rate.
Yes, sir. That neutralizes because bank rate has gone up by 25 bps today, and so the MCLR. But there's no backlog of MCLR because there will be those quarterly resets which will be happening on our borrowing side.
Basically, I can't say that there is no lag. Probably most of the rate is impacted, but sometime what bank does, if RBI increases the rate today, they increase with a lag of month or so. So there may be a 5-10 basis point here and there, but apart from that, there is no major lag.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again for a very fine set of numbers, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is on the line of Dheeraj Dage from Samvad Financial. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks a lot for giving me opportunity. Sir, there's not so much of question, but some kind of disclosure, and if you can make it more investor friendly. For instance, the presentation of a company is not uploaded on BSE site. We need to download from your site, and also like Concall details, we are not getting loaded on BSE. We have to specifically come to company site. So just one request is if you can upload, because almost all can rate and companies, basically they put these details. So it becomes one source for us as an investor to track that part. One is that. Secondly, in the presentation, we get 9-month traffic for all the projects. Now it would make sense, means basically you are giving annual traffic, that is fine. But 9 month, I need to see last quarter presentation to see what is the last quarter. So or say in first quarter it would make sense because there is no other quarter. But in Q3 I'm getting 9 months. I don't even know what was basically growth in this Q3 kind of it. So one request is if you can modify the disclosure of information on presentation on that. And last, basically the results which we declare, particularly financial, while in December quarter is for quarter, but September and March quarter you give 6 months. Now I had looking to other peer group also, they exactly give the quarterly result. So rather than making 6 months, why don't you give a quarterly? Even if it is required by regulation, please add a particular specific quarter. Because we need to otherwise recalculate saying that, okay, June was so much and September is so much, so September minus June is the September quarter result. So these are certain things which I would appreciate if you can look into it and try to address, because it will make things simpler for most of analysts. And I think all other invite and read are doing that information. So this is just an humble submission. I wish you all the best for your future.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your suggestion. We will try to incorporate all those suggestions. With respect to the disclosure, as far as result is concerned, we were complying with the SEBI norms, but as you rightly mentioned, we will try to include the additional information so that it will be handy for you. Anyway, we give the Concall detail on the both the exchanges and on our website also. But with respect to the presentation, we will try that if it can be uploaded on the exchanges also, or there is a link created on the exchanges so that you can directly access from there.
Yeah, and I would just request if you can look into some other listed invites, say India Grid or say Embassy REIT or Mindspace. The information is not basic minimum. See, it's like this, the interest of confidence investor get is also based on the disclosure of information. So if you see that, in fact, it takes almost 2 hours to read that releases. I'm not saying we should disclose everything, and probably you are the best person to disclose what you should disclose. But at least it should provide, basically you don't get NCDF. Even if it is not required by regulation, why can't you provide project-wide NCDF? Means regulation may not be silent, but we get an aggregate NCDF. But what is happening on individual project? Because that comes in March quarter and September quarter. But in this quarter, it doesn't come. So no, that's just an humble request. See, more you disclose, more it's going to benefit all of us, all stakeholders, including management. That's my humble submission. I may be kind of expecting, probably it might mean some effort on your end, but we'll appreciate if you can do that. Because last 1-2 years, your disclosure on tolling, actually you can see to a great extent on reflection in your unit price. And similar kind of clear disclosure will make things simpler and will get us better in future. That's my humble submission.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for your suggestion. As I have mentioned earlier also, that we will try to incorporate details, whether it's a mandatory required or not. We will try to incorporate those information to the extent practically possible. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajan Pataria as an individual investor. Please go ahead.
How much borrowing capacity is still left for us?
We have close to 3,000 additional borrowing capacity with the trust.
And just hypothetical question, if it is materializing, what will be total impact on yearly distribution?
Sir, it will be too hypothetical to basically add any kind of number. But I think with one project addition, I think 5 to 6% kind of increase in the distribution happens with the addition of one project.
Okay. And on this quarter basis, how much NDCF we have distributed as a percentage?
So I think on 9 months basis, we have distributed close to 93 to 94%.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shuman Ghosh as an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
You're audible. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, sir, I just want to ask, like the last time Concall for this VK1 project that you have guided for the entire year, you can go ahead with a distribution of around 50 to 60 paisa for FY24. Now that you are guiding around 25 to 30, like what is the reason of this downgrade of distribution?
So I think last time we have talked about around 20 odd crores of additional distribution coming from the VK1, and plus there is an increase in the interest cost on the borrowing front also, and probably now with this increase, though we will get a 25 basis point higher on annuity income, but there will be an additional payout on that. So basically ranging from 30 paisa to 40 paisa, that's what we can add in the next distribution from VK1.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. One more question. You also guided like probably by the year end, 1 or 2 HAM assets probably you are in the process of adding. So any update on that?
Sir, we are in process of evaluation, and once we reach to a particular level, then definitely we will inform to the unit holders.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. That's all from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
So one clarification, sir. What is the expected tariff hike from April 23 for our road assets?
I think so far there is only provisional WPI number is declared, and which is close to 5%. If I consider that to be very precise, it was 4.95%. If I consider that to be actual final number, then it will be a close to 5% kind of tariff improvement from 1st of April.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Saurabh Chhitre as an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thank you for giving me the opportunity for asking question. I had 2 questions. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I'm on slide number 20 and 21 on the presentation. I can see that number of cars are going up, but other types of vehicles like SUV, truck, bus, and MAV are going down. And that is not only like year-on-year phenomenon, you can see across 4 to 5 years. So is it because of reclassification of vehicles, or are there any other insights that management has?
So I think this was asked in the previous quarters as well, and it is predominantly to do with some kind of commercial vehicle. Earlier, I think Tata sells a vehicle called Chota Hathi. That particular vehicle was earlier classified as LCV, but post the FASTag regime collection, that got reclassified as LMV, that is kind of under car category. So that is the kind of classification or reclassification issue, nothing more on that side.
Oh, okay. And my second question is that, obviously our toll has an WPI component to it. And right now we are seeing like, even this year it might be positive, like you mentioned for answer of the previous question, 4.95 and 5. But what happens in case that it becomes negative potentially for 24-25? Is it then we have to revise it downwards, the toll numbers or toll that we collect?
Tariff policy is 3% fixed plus 40% of WPI. We get only 40% of the WPI. So till the time WPI is 5, the resultant number comes 5. If WPI is lower or higher, then the resultant number will be lower or higher.
Okay. Thank you very much and all the best for your future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be our last question for today. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Menon for closing comments. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks to all the participants on today's call. Hope to get in touch again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your conference for today. We thank you for participation and for using ResearchByte conferencing services. You may please disconnect your lines now. Thank you and have a